What's going on? It's your boy Barry Allen. You tuned in to the latest fucking show on planet Earth, the Barry Allen Show. So let's get right into it. Your boy Kevin Durant, he's the second youngest player in NBA history to hit 20,000 points. And he was 29 years old and 103 days old when he achieved that. Now, the only player that scored more points than him at a younger age was LeBron James, and he was 28 years old and 17 days old. Wow, that's crazy. He's the top. He's basically made elite company with the only five players that hit it before the 30-year-old mark. It was only LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Kobe Bryant, Wilt Chamberlain, and Michael Jordan. That's unbelievable. That is elite company. That's great company. Kevin Durant has cemented himself in NBA history. He is one of the greatest players to ever play, and he's arguably, in my opinion, will end up being a top five player because of his talent and the caliber of MVP player that he is. Now, you know what's really crazy? The fact that, LeBron James is a great player. He's my favorite player, and he's the greatest player on the planet right now. But to be fair, LeBron has had basically an advantage to how he became the youngest scorer to hit 20,000 points. And the reason why I say this, because if you look into Kevin Durant's career, you mean I fucking hate Kevin Durant. For those of you that don't know, I fucking hate this nigga. You know why? Because this nigga literally joined the 73-19 that beat him, and they were up 3-1. And they already had a two-time MVP that already won a championship. But let's not even get into that. So I am being unbiased as it is. I hate this man, but I cannot hate on his greatness. This man is unbelievable. This man is an all-time great, and I have to respect it. So with that being said, Kevin Durant, for the majority of his career, when he got to the Oklahoma City Thunder, he was playing with Russell Westbrook and James Harden at a young age. Now, mind you, this man has to sacrifice the ball in order to make the team great. He has to give the ball up to a point guard who is a shoot first point guard and literally has taken more shots than Kevin Durant every season they played together. I mean, we could look at the statistics. Maybe Westbrook didn't shoot more times than him in one season, but for the most part, Russell Westbrook had more field goal attempts than Kevin Durant, and that is just sad because Westbrook does not nearly have any skills compared to Kevin Durant. Westbrook is skilled, don't get me wrong, but compared to Kevin Durant, he ain't shit, and that's just a pure fact. Kevin Durant will drop 40 on you on his sleep. This man is averaging 27 points per game for a fucking career. Only him and LeBron is doing that. And you know who LeBron is? LeBron is the fucking GOAT, my nigga. So, based on what I'm saying is, this man had to give up the ball with a bad coach to Westbrook. So this guy literally probably could have been averaging 35 points per game all the seasons that he's played so far if he played by himself. If you literally sit there and think about it, how many times Westbrook ball hogs and he doesn't give him the ball. Kevin Durant has to literally, beg for the ball or has to fucking, get the ball off the rebound. Rarely Westbrook will pass the ball and he'll give him alley oops. He'll give them the ball, let Kevin Durant do his thing. But if you take into account, this man had to share the ball. This man had to sacrifice. Do you know how many points he could have scored if Westbrook or James Harden was never on his team? I mean, James Harden wasn't that much of an issue, but that's an MVP caliber player that's arguably going to win MVP this year and got robbed for MVP in 2 years. Two times he should have been MVP. They robbed him. Now, you have those kind of caliber players on your team. You have to sacrifice the ball. Now, mind you, the only time we got to see Kevin Durant really running his own team where there's no, superstars like Westbrook or Harden was 2014 was the year that Westbrook was injured. I think he tore his meniscus. I forgot what he tore, but he was injured for basically the whole season. I mean, he played some games, but not all the, basically like probably like 20% of the games this season. Kevin Durant averaged 32 points per game, shot like 50% from field or like 40% from three, around there. This man was the MVP. This man carried that team. And if you literally think about it, that could have been him all the years that this man played alongside Westbrook. Seriously think about that. Seriously think about that. Imagine if he didn't have a shoot first point guard, probably had a systematic point guard like Chris Paul that's gonna run the show and give him the ball. Can you imagine the points this guy could have scored? I mean, he has 4 scoring titles. He won them, I think, 3 straight years in a row, 4 straight years in a row. I'm not sure. But he has 4 scoring titles. Imagine the scoring titles he could have had. It's unbelievable. Now, and you have to take into the fact that in 2015 he was injured for practically the whole season. He did not. He probably played like 20 games the most that season. This man was injured, robbed the season to injuries. Now imagine, just imagine if he would have played that season, how many points he would have had. Now fast forward. Now he's on the Golden State Warriors. He's playing on a team that's extremely unselfish, right? Now you're playing against a 2-time MVP and a great scorer in his own right, Stephen Curry. He's playing with Klay Thompson. He's playing with scorers on a free flow offense that's always passing the ball. This man has sacrificed. He had to sacrifice being the first option in the Golden State Warriors because he's not. I mean, I don't even think there is a first option in the Golden State Warriors. They literally play like how the NBA is supposed to, like how basketball is supposed to play. They play like whoever has the hot hand is gonna get it going for that game. You know what I mean? And that just goes into account that this man is sacrificing this. If you literally watch the Warriors games, Stephen Curry, he probably averaging more points than him right now because Stephen Curry has a green light. He every time he gets the ball, I'm not saying Stephen Curry, he's not a ball hog at all, right? But every time Stephen Curry gets the ball, he's always shooting it. Like he's not always, not to say he's always shooting it, but for the most part, he's always shooting it. He's not looking for the pass for the most part. Kevin Durant, when he has the ball, he's looking to make the right plays. If you watch the games, you will see that he doesn't really look for his scoring as he used to or as he should. But that's not his fault. He's looking for the team's success. And that's why he's a champion, because he's not going to be a selfish player. And he's only averaging what, like 26 points per game? I mean, and this guy is not even he's not selfish at all. He's an all-around player and he's making the right plays. Now imagine all that he took into account. That he had to sacrifice a Westbrook, Harden for some point of time. He had to sacrifice he basically lost a year in injuries, and the fact that he has to sacrifice with Stephen Curry, and now the youngest player in NBA history is LeBron James. Now, LeBron James is the greatest player. I'm not debating it. But what I'm saying is LeBron James went straight from high school to the NBA. So that means he had an extra year on Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant went to college. And not only that, LeBron James was basically durable for his whole career. He barely got injured, and if he got injured, he missed a few games at most. He never really missed a lot of games like Kevin Durant and had a lost season. That, to me, is the real reason why LeBron James is ahead of Kevin Durant at the 20,000 milestone. But that's not to knock on LeBron James' greatness, because LeBron James is great, and he's not a scorer. You know what I mean? He's a scorer, but he's not an elite scorer like Kevin Durant. I mean, he's elite, but he's not Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? Kevin Durant will pull up on you, your mother, your father, and drill shit in your mouth. You know what I mean? Pull up from 40, cross you over, finish on you, finesse, fillet, all that shit. Kevin Durant is arguably, to me, going to end up being a top 5 player of all time because just of his talent. Man, he's an MVP caliber player every fucking year. This man is great, and let's not take away from his greatness. We know he did a bitch ass move. We all know this, but we can't hate on this man's greatness. This guy has worked hard and he's got that God-given talent. So let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if you think Kevin Durant really deserves to be number 1 on the 20K milestone, if you agree with my point of view. Because don't let this go over your head, because this is some facts. But let your boy know I'm out.